Do punta kita.
Kijiji aku.
Hello everyone, it's time for Jedi, and today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty awesome figure. This is relatively new. This has recently come in the mail today of the day I'm recording this. So, I gave myself a little time to actually look at the figure, mess around with the joints and all that, see what's up and what's down. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the figure of Plo Koon. Not to be confused with Typhoon. I'm making rhyming jokes, but never mind, I suck at this. I'm a professional. Okay, here we go. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the figure himself. I'm going to go ahead and remove his lightsaber for now, so it's out of the way. And let's get it. Yeah, you almost got like... Yeah, we'll get the fingers a little bit there. Alright, so, move him out of the stand. Alright, so... let's get a good look at the head sculpt. Alright, so let me see if I can adjust the lighting a little bit as well, so it's not too harsh. There we go, I think that's about as best I get. Alright, here we go. Alright, zoom in. Zoom in. Alright, I think that's the best I can get. Alright, so I'm going to put a picture right next to him, so you can see what it looks like. And for the most part, I say it's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. So, pretty decent head sculpt. So let's go ahead and talk about the head movement. At first, I thought the head couldn't move, because I tried turning it. But then the more I played around, the more I realized it's kind of like a different way of it moving. So, moving it like this, not going to happen. But you just got to play around with it and figure out where the joints want to go, like where it limits you. Now there is some limitations in it, that movements, but not as bad as I originally thought. So not too bad. So pretty good, pretty decent. I like it. Now let's go ahead and head down to the torso part. You see right here, looks pretty nice. Take a look at the back. Not bad. Now let's go ahead and move into the arms. There's full rotation going around. Comes in and out nicely. This is quite bendable. Now, here's where some restrictions come in with the way the sleeves are. It does restrict how much the figure can move his hands like to the sides. So it's kind of hard, and it's not really going to get much. But there is rotation in the hands. So that's not too bad. Let's take a good look at the hand itself. Hopefully that's the best look. Alright. Move over. And of course, though, it's nice that the sleeve is different as well. Which is pretty cool. And this is more like his posing kind of hand. So these fingernails are kind of pointy a little bit. There is full rotation, and this one has a little bit more movement going to the side, but not by much really. And everything else from like here to here is the same. So let's go ahead and move. Let's go ahead and put his arms up so they're out of the way. Take a look down. Now there is no spot for the lightsaber. Usually in some of the figures they would have like a little slot and a peg on the saber so you can stick them on its belt. For him, that's not happening. This right here is a kind of flexible, so it has some give to it, but it does get in the way a little bit. So let me try to hold this so I can show you the upper part of the legs. Now there is some turning a little bit. His legs do come out right about there. And there's a little bit at the top when doing a more of a kick motion. Now there are two spots for the knees where they bend. Of course I gotta work the top part one a little bit, because that one seems a lot of the figures I work with, sometimes like that's kind of a doesn't have much give to it at first, and also it's kind of weird. Sometimes the best way to do it is you got to put your thumb back there, and alright, so I can't get it right now, but yeah. Let's go take a quick look at the bottom part real quick before we move on to the boots. The feet do go back, well, forward and back. Now they can go all the way back to here, but they do stop about there. There's a spot stopping it from going over. You can turn these. So there you go. Same can be said for the other foot as well. So yeah, pretty nice detail in general for this figure. Now let's go ahead and talk about the two accessories these come with. So first things first, let's talk about his lightsaber. I'm going to try to get this in focus best I can and put up a picture to kind of show you what it's supposed to look like. And it's got multiple different colors in it. Pretty nicely detailed for the size. Let me try to get a little bit closer so you can get a really good look. There we go. And it doesn't appear that this blade is removable, so I guess, yeah. So it's just going to stay in here, and you just basically got to set it to the side if you want to just play without it. Now, let's talk about this, which is pretty nice but also kind of frustrating. Now, to let you guys know, hopefully you can see, there's these, see those spots right there? Well, those were keeping it together. It took me a bit to take this off of him. It took me a really long time because it's pretty weird. I gotta move his arms and fit it over top his head. His head. So, yeah. I was gonna try to put it back on and see how easy, and I just said, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and snip that one part, and I'm gonna figure something later. Maybe take like small pieces of Velcro and see if I can get some of the sew them on there, so they can stay clamped when they're on. But yeah, it's got these two kind of like, I guess, tassel-like pieces, kind of like a nice looking thing to it. It's got a hood, but I think the best thing to do is just go ahead and put it on. So,
a few moments later.
There we go. Alright, there we go. So yeah, that's basically what kind of supposed to look like. Well, it's supposed to something like that. So yeah, there you go. It's a pretty nice soft material. There's some parts where you can kind of see some of the stitching, you know, that sewing word. I don't know it. So let's go ahead and put his lightsaber in his hand. It's a little bit weird. You kind of basically got to put it underneath his thumb. And since he's got that one long middle finger, it does get in the way. So I'm really going to need both hands for this. So
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so I got it, and I had to do it off camera because I actually had to take a good look at it and get it right. Since the fingers are kind of separate from each other, they're not like grouped together, it's kind of wonky because it likes to catch on the top of this pinky, and you basically got to work it in there. But yeah, there you go. There we go. Alright, so that is the look of this awesome Plo Koon figure. I'm pretty happy with it. I think anyone who is a fan of this character will enjoy this. Like I said, it's pretty well detailed for the most part. I think it's actually fairly nice, and I do enjoy it. But either way, this is A Time for a Jedi signing off, and may the Force be with you always.